This is Invincible from Detroit, hip-hop artist and community activist, and I'm here at the BDS conference in Montreal. I don't have much experience working with, Israeli hip-hop groups or even hearing about many of them, but the few that I have heard about, unfortunately, even though some of them are very well-intentioned in their message and maybe, talk about, peace, what they do in actuality is they push normalization. And by normalization, I mean that they, maybe even unbeknownst to themselves, are basically being used by the Israeli government as a way to whitewash their image, to make it look as if Israel is a benign and liberal and open-minded society, when in reality it is not whatsoever. And these artists, may be speaking about, liberal topics in their music, or they may be speaking about, coexistence, but what they're doing is they're taking money from the Israeli government in some cases to actually go out and perform around the world as a representative of the Israeli government. And so in that sense, they are doing culture that is boycottable because it is supported by the official state regime. This past March, I was in Austin, Texas for the South by Southwest Music Festival. I worked with a group of Palestinians that live in Austin, Texas, and also other Palestine solidarity activists that live in Austin, Texas. And we collaborated with many artists that were performing at the festival, like Rebel Diaz and The Narcissist, and also Ragtop and Omar. It was many other groups that came and joined us, and we all worked together, and we basically planned an action against the South by Southwest Israeli consulate-sponsored event. And we went, and they had Israeli flags hanging off the balcony of their venue, and it was a very tight security event. Of course, they had police there, which is unheard of in any other South by Southwest event, to have like a police officer guarding the venue. And basically we just, we had a action outside where people performed and held banners and raised awareness and handed out flyers to other people that were walking by from the festival. And we told them, there's no party in apartheid. Like, when you're an apartheid state, you can't, just have a party at South by Southwest and act like it disappeared. So after that, there was an actual radio story that ran on National Public Radio in the United States about the action, and it was, a really, it was a really useful piece. It really gave a perspective about the work that we were doing, and I think raised a lot of awareness around the cultural boycott. And then one of the Israeli hip-hop artists contacted me to open a dialogue about the situation. He said, I was really hurt that you guys boycotted us. We're very well-intentioned, we're fighting for peace, etc., etc. And and I said, I understand that, but why do you take money from the Israeli government? That's the only part that we have an issue with. Hopefully, there is some artists on the in 48 that are Jewish that are able to, bring a critical lens to this issue. I just haven't met them yet, But I know there are some groups inside 48 that are Jewish-led that, are doing a lot of great work. And the reason why is because they're in true solidarity with Palestinians and take leadership from the Palestinian movement. The Palestinian hip-hop movement is beautiful. There's a film called Slingshot Hip Hop that I'm sure many people have heard about that documents the hip hop movement there. Dem are artists from Lid, and Abir is an artist from Lid that I've worked with, I've had the honor to work with. There's also new groups, a new generation of groups that are springing up, such as Bad Luck from Dehesha. So it's a lot of new groups that are coming out now that have been inspired by the first generation of Palestinian hip-hop, and they're the ones that are telling the untold stories about what Palestinian youth really experienced under Israeli occupation and colonization. And so those are the stories that need to be told. And to me, hip-hop is about being a voice for the voiceless. It comes out of, oppressed people speaking about things that the media is not speaking about. And for an Israeli artist to take that same art form and speak about, whatever, they ate for breakfast under an Israeli, occupied force that they have no opinion about, that they, claim to be neutral about. To me, that's not hip hop. To me, you know what I'm saying? That's them maybe, using certain elements of hip hop culture, whether it be rap or certain kinds of aesthetics, but it's not necessarily hip hop at that point. To me, it's pop music. It just, appropriates those hip hop elements into it.